Ron,
Here.
Marlene,
Present.
Jeremy, Kevin,
Here.
Brenna. Brenna is not present. We have a quorum, so we will continue on with the meeting. So before we get to introduction of all the new board members, I would just like to thank the Upper Captiva Fire Department for graciously allowing us to host our meeting here. We're very thankful for the dedication and all the firefighting staff out here and their unwavering support to the island. My name is Alex Murphy. I'm the new president of the Upper Captiva Civic Association. So let's introduce the members of the board. There are several returning members as well as 3 new members. Jeremy, if you cannot see him on camera, or he's blue shirt with the hat, he is in charge of all the communications now. Then Ron Glick, Bonnie Whitmore, Marlene Fox, Kevin Downs, Melissa Eberly, Paula Garrett, and Brenna Fox. And so this is our first general membership meeting of 2024, and we're looking forward to hearing your ideas and any concerns you may have for the island. Our goal is to create an atmosphere in which all members are valued, both new and old. We will always strive to preserve the uniqueness of our island. The major mission of your civic association is to protect this fragile island environmental and ecological domains. Consequently, the Civic Association wants to hear your opinion on the proposed rezoning of residential properties into commercial lots. To this end, you will all soon be receiving a survey. It's one question. This survey will be used to evaluate the board's next steps and communicating and discussing that development. Moving forward, all town hall meetings will be open for membership and public discussion. We're presently working on topics that are of interest, and we'll post dates once they're confirmed. In the last 2 years, membership in our civic association has declined for various reasons. Our goal is to reverse that trend and focus on issues that affect us all. There will be multiple new fundraising options and ideas, such as a fishing tournament, the first inaugural fishing tournament for North Captiva. The Wells family has already been contacted to discuss how they run their Cabbage Key invitation, which is a huge hit for anybody that does not understand or know about fishing tournaments. Volunteer involvement is crucial in some areas, and we'll be looking at re-implementing those that would be beneficial to our community. A classic example of this was the ridding of the state preserve of Brazilian red pepper. AJ LaValle and Tom Jenkins spearheaded this several years ago and rid the island of 10,000 plus red pepper trees back in the state preserve. When we work together for a common goal, we will become an even stronger organization. We'll bring back the popular street bazaars. Weather permitting, general membership meetings will be held at the fire department or other locations to be determined at later dates. We're all a custodian of this island's exceptional difference, and that is a burden we must never shy away from. And anything we can do to help the island and preserve the island is something that we all must strive to do. So moving on with the agenda for today, I would like to take this time to introduce Sergeant Richard Zeltman from LCSO. We have Sergeant Zeltman here. Y'all can come up here if you'd like. Lieutenant Zawicki. We're very thankful for all of y'all. If y'all would like to say anything, I mean, y'all can use my computer if you'd like, or.
No, that's it was an echo.
I think most have not yet met Sergeant Zeltman. He's now the frontline supervisor for the islands between the San Belt Lighthouse and Boca Grand Pack. I'm now working on Boca, but I'll still be involved in the islands, and Rich and I work very closely together. So I don't think you're going to see any problems or, anything that would interrupt the operational continuity from the sheriff's office. And of course, you still have, Christine and Chris back over there too. They're really top-notch deputies, probably the best team that I've had in 15 years of working out here. So, I think you guys are in good hands and will remain in good hands. So, I guess, Rich, you want to take a second to introduce
Yeah,
yourself?
I'm very humbled to take this spot. I mean, I've worked for the sheriff's office for 20 years and the district that I worked in previously was very high paced. Robberies, shootings, things, and so to come out here is very humbling. I've lived here in Lee County for 40 years, so I'm familiar with the area, familiar with, how important it is in public safety and also the, sure everybody is happy and enjoy their sanctity of life, their enjoyment of the area. So I'm familiar with Southwest Florida, so, like you said, we work together closely, so I don't have big shoes to fill. He might have been my speed dial.
You're not the only person. Anyway, thank you guys, and we'll let you get back to your business at hand here.
Thank you all for taking the time to be here. So now, next on the agenda is to approve the minutes from the January 17th meeting, or board meeting. Do I have a motion to approve the
I'll make
minutes?
a motion to approve for the minutes.
I can second the motion.
So Marlene, motion to approve the minutes. Bonnie seconded. Call for a vote. So please state your name. Melissa,
Aye.
Paula,
Aye.
Kevin,
Yes.
Bonnie,
Aye.
Ron,
Aye.
Jeremy.
Yes.
I approve as well. Motion passes 7 to,
I didn't vote yet.
or
My Zoom is off.
Oh.
I can't get out.
thought I'd ask you. Marlene also voted yes. That's 7 to 1 abstention. Brenna's not here. So motion passes. Yes, sir.
We read a minute. I'm sorry, I did not read them before. It's not for us to vote, just.
They're posted
They're posted.
on the website.
Website. Yes.
On the website, you can pull it up under board meetings. Okay, I didn't. Did you look?
That was a general meeting, October.
I think I saw board minutes.
It's, that's been a problem on the website that is being resolved and worked on. Yes, ma'am. It will be more clear on the website moving forward. I promise you that. Next on the agenda is up for financial discussion. I'll turn it over to Marlene.
Sure. Okay, well, I'm new to this and I'm on a very large learning curve. So, I can tell you, my idea is to, hire a bookkeeper to help with putting everything on QuickBooks. It's pretty complicated now. We have quite a few different accounts, whatever, and I want to get it. So the next treasurer comes in and it's just a QuickBooks situation, get it down to a couple accounts. We'd have a for the reserves, we're looking into the SoFi account because it's 4.6% interest. And for the operating budget, we would go with Truist or SunTrust to keep the cash in that. Total amount in the bank right now is $57,373.54. You want to go into more of the budget, my idea for the budget? My idea for the budget for this year is a 0-0 budget. So we're starting with 0 and working on the budget. Communications tax is the main committee with expenses. This will have a budget and all other committees will have to ask the board for money upon need for discussion and a vote. So if you're going to need something, right now, we haven't come up with every committee, every membership idea committee. So that when that committee is formed and they decide they need money to do their project or whatever, they'll come to the board and present it to us and the reasons why, whatever, and then we'll approve that money when it's introduced. Does that sound okay for you?
Do you want to go over what the tech budget was?
The tech budget last year was $3,000, I believe. So I think we can start the tech budget,
We'd have to discuss it then, because 0-0.
0-0 balance. Okay. So who's going to be the tech? I'm sorry, we're winging it.
Jeremy, can you pull up the tech comms budget? I have it right here on. Yes, I have it on my phone.
I have it down as 3,000.
So on the Zoom, for everyone that can't really see the TV, is the tech communications budget. He's pulling it up.
That would help. These were the items that were executed last year. There are a couple of things on here that we're going to review and see if we want to continue, such as like the type form subscription is one of the largest budget line items in here. In fact, we don't use it very frequently, so we're going to consider whether or not we want to review that. We do have a new line item, website migration. We're currently on a shared site, shared hosting site. So we have to rely on David Bolme, who has graciously allowed us to be on his site, but he has to manage all of our email accesses and all that kind of stuff right now on his site. So we're talking to him about the migration to the site. So we have control over that. David will continue to support that along the way. And then we've got budgets in here for things like newsletters and utilizing election buddies, surveys, election activities that have been historical average. These are the overall budget. What I have proposed at the board meetings that we've talked about this is that we set this budget so we have a sense of what we're thinking we're going to spend. But before we do any kind of execution, we'll have a discussion with the board before we do any sort of execution so that we can hopefully send somebody talk.
Especially with the type form and the newsletters. Email is a much more efficient way to get the newsletters out. I personally don't recall ever getting a physical mail copy of a newsletter.
that was put in, if I recall correctly, I think that was put in at the end of last year, in case we wanted to go back to.
Yeah.
also provide that,
Okay.
something for the board.
Okay. But the type form, Jeremy, would you like to talk about what that is?
I don't know a lot about it. I know that we used it to gather some information last year, or last couple of years. I think Kevin probably has a little bit more experience than I do with it. But I think we'll have to see if that's the most effective way and cost effective way to gather. Everybody or.
Kevin, do you have anything that you'd like to add on the type form?
Sorry to throw you.
No, I think we used the type form for our chili cook-off to keep track of those participants and those who are attending the chili cook-off. I think we used it for the cookbook to take orders and a couple other different things. So it was a very specific use for when we did. If there's another avenue to use other than type form, I'm sure that would be fine, but that's just what we use, and it was relatively easy and pretty efficient and effective.
Something to consider, also another avenue, like Kevin said, to free up some of that money, because we need to. With the bookkeeper that like Marlene would like to do, would you
Right.
like to talk about that?
I've contacted a bookkeeper, and it would cost approximately $1,500. It would be a one-time fee this year to put everything, set up QuickBooks, and that would also include your online subscription. So, do I have to get an approval on that now? Should we make a motion?
You would need to make a motion to get that, but
Do it, yeah.
explain how the process would work with the bookkeeper.
He will set us all up on QuickBooks. Then I can learn QuickBooks also, and everything will be done online. So the next person coming in, I think, it will be a lot easier. It's really hard right now with all its accounts and stuff for me to learn it. Don't have an accounting background or anything like that. So I'm your treasurer because I'm the only one that ran. I mean, it was appointed. So I'm trying my best. I must have been. So I'm trying my best to get through this. So it's going to be a learning curve, and I'm probably going to make some mistakes, but to help me make less mistakes and protect everybody here, I think the bookkeeper and QuickBooks would be a great idea.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marlene.
Marlene, is there a minimum monthly on that?
No, this would include, it would be $1,500 for the year.
Okay.
No month. I'm sorry.
So
Okay.
Bonnie or Ron motion that we accept the $1,500 for the bookkeeper. Bonnie seconded the motion. So we will vote on that. Melissa,
Approve.
Paula. Paula. Paula, you're muted. What do you say?
Maybe she stepped away.
Okay, we can come back.
Sorry, I decline.
Okay. Kevin,
No.
Bonnie,
Yes.
Ron? Yes. Jeremy? Marlene?
Yes.
I vote yes as well. Brenna? It's not here, so it's an abstention. Motion will pass, so we can use the 1,500 for bookkeeper.
Thank you.
So next we go on to the actual budget itself for operating. So that goes back to your zero
That
zero
goes
budget.
back to my 0-0 budget. So we're proposing a 0-0 budget. So we're starting with no money in our budget right now. Well, we just approved $1,500. And it'll work just like we did it right now. I explained what I needed. The board votes on it, and that's how any money gets spent. Then other committees will come to us and we'll discuss and then vote on it. So do we need to vote on the tech money now?
I think that would be a good idea so that Jeremy can.
Do we need to vote on the tech money now?
I think we need to at least vote on the renewing services, because like, the Zoom service, I think comes to renew in February, and so I think those things we at least need to vote on.
Absolutely.
And for the larger expenditures, like the site migration and that kind of stuff, we need to get some additional information before we move forward on that.
But ideally, if we wait till February to come out with everything, because we know the committees also. Right now, we don't have the committees set up.
Mhm.
So that's why I'm proposing the 0-0 budget to start now, because we have to
Well, I
present.
motion that we approve at least the Zoom renewal, because that happens at the early part of February, probably before our meeting.
Yes, Zoom and election buddy.
I second that.
Yeah,
So-
so I motion that we approve the expenditures for the Zoom renewal and the election budget.
Okay, I'll second that.
So Jeremy motioned to approve the Zoom renewal, which is $159, and election buddy was
That's a per election.
per
cost, so
elections.
it's
Okay,
Effectively $58.
So-
per election.
$58. So roughly $200. We will vote. Melissa,
Aye.
Paula,
Aye.
Kevin,
Yes.
Marlene,
Aye.
Bonnie.
Aye.
Ron,
Yes.
Jeremy.
Yes.
As well, motion passes. 8-1 abstention. So that would allow us a $1,700 budget to start with. Next, we will go on to the rezoning survey. Everyone has been sent or you get out released last night, Jeremy?
I have not.
Okay, so getting released today or early tomorrow is a survey that will ask you your opinion on rezoning of the planned development on Rum Road. Please take the time to read the informational blurb on it, and your opinions are valued, and we will use the results of the survey to figure out what our next steps as a board will be, and that will continue further conversation. I would like to assure everyone that our focus of the Civic Association is not just to fight rezoning. We will be doing other things as well, or support rezoning, however the survey may show results. But that will be up to discussion of the board. So, Sue-Ann.
It's going to be sent out like.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So just like the elections, you'll have 2 weeks. It will be open. If you have 2 memberships in your house, you'll both get the vote.
It'll be through election buddy. So
Yes,
the
ma'am.
Same process we just went through in December for the election. So if those emails are going to your spam or to your junk folder, you might look out for those this week and let me know, and we can find them and help you get a new email if you need to.
So then there's road maintenance and the Brazilian red pepper. The fire department has asked us to sign off on a letter to 5 vacant lot owners where the red pepper has grown into the road. It's just a joint effort there to start the clearing of the red pepper. As many people are aware, there is a code that called for the removal of red pepper by June 1st, 2021. It has just not been enforced. We have two commissioners, or members of, or three members of the fire board out here, if they would like to speak to that.
Yeah, as part of the road maintenance, we annually hire a contractor on island to clear the roads or widen the roads from the encroachment of primarily peppermints. But the vegetation, and I'm sure you've seen them, it usually happens in November, December, January timeframe. We've been slowed down this year because of all the rain we've had. But we'll be coming through and trimming the red peppers. We agreed last week to for Sherman to do the work for us. So that's in progress. But the main issue is every year we have to spend money from the fire department in order to do this road clearing. And the predominant issue are vacant lots with the peppermints. So what we're trying to do is to work with the county, work with the UCCA to first educate these lot owners if there's an issue, and then hopefully get to the point where they take care of the issue or they pay somebody to take care of the issue, eradicate the weed, and start spend on an annual basis for the fire department, which is your tax dollars. So we want to make sure that we're doing everything we can to spare everybody on the island to clean up these roads.
Thank you.
So you're contacting them by mail.
Well, I think right now we're still in the process of figuring out how to do that. A lot of these, if you go on the county website, you look at these addresses, it's some of the Spirit Corporation or someplace, and it's hard to find who you actually would communicate with. So part of the outreach to the UCCA is to, use that forum to, hey, this is an issue, start looking at it, and we're working with the county to help track down the actual homeowners and notify them that they can get it cleaned up. We assume that it's ignorance on their part. A lot of these people have never been on the island or haven't been on the island and they just don't, they're not aware. So the first point is to raise awareness. Hopefully they'll correct the situation, and then we'll step it up from there as necessary.
Thank you, Van. Any other questions, Dave?
We have a big problem on the island since it's long. It seems like we do need to have some kind of enforcement on all this. Eradicate everything. That's one thing. Also, what are you doing as far as when Sherman takes it? Does he take it to our chipper and ship it? Receive everything and, then the third thing is with Harlan, I think is what you put on.
Garland.
Are we doing that, or are we just cutting them and letting them? Because I mean, I cut them down and 3 months later, they're 3 foot taller.
Mhm. As it goes for the clearing of the roads, I don't know exactly how Sherman gets rid of them. I've seen him spray Garland before. I think that
And the idea that want it spread one big pile and then fire has
so that's with the fire board.
Like with fire, I mean.
Kind of, the berries have to be basically kind of churned up really for them to really take efficiently. But chipping is not really the best solution to eliminating the red pepper. Because I agree with you, it spreads it.
I mean, we're doing nothing if we don't do it right.
The Garlon is either Garlon or pulled up by the roots are the two ways to eliminate it.
Yeah, the fire department role is sure that
Mhm.
I'm not just concerned about that. I mean,
I understand, but I want to make clear, he's not going to go in and lots and either pull back.
Mhm.
So you're absolutely right that, this is, it's going to grow back every year, not the situation we've had. Here, we have to do this every year, it's 6 months. I think, you know,
Right. They were asked.
but at the same time, we're from the county.
The counties, though,
The history of that.
Go for it.
We really opened up about. Let's see, was anybody affected? People were trying to clear their lots. And the county didn't know what they would do, they, all they demanded, just.
Take the shipping off.
They were, in other words, the county didn't know what to do that. This was past 20 years ago. And there were now the teeth in it, and just sort of, that's what they're supposed to do. And, the board at that time kind of felt like if there's no teeth in it, we shouldn't bother to enforce it. It's gotta be a penalty. So they got the county involved and it's into a lot of problems to islanders just trying to, you know, cut back their way up. And county ended up not doing it.
Upper deck is a plan. Dark sky proposition.
I can't hear on Zoom what they're talking about. So I don't know, are you able to? I could turn my camera on possibly.
The only time the county enforces, Brazilian type of prohibition is when you clear a lot to, build a house.
Or to sell. You have to clear it if there are any relatives here and confirm that. When you wanna sell a lot.
Look at my camera.
it has to happen.
Okay, perfect.
So
You know, basically, the county's not gonna make everyone feel like what is that feasible, that we are 200 lots in a short period of time, and they just got a lot of pushback, I think.
No,
on
well,
this.
only when it's gonna sell, if you're gonna sell a lot, you have to clear. Sell.
If I could just say one thing, we've been talking amongst ourselves with the board, and one of the committees we're thinking of forming is environmental. To deal with that, it also will deal with the coyotes, and the iguanas. And I think that's going to be a really important committee. Uh, Problems just recently with the coyotes. So I think we can get in deeper if we get a good enough committee called environmental, and just, I think we're gonna have to do it mostly ourselves and ask for help, but I don't know how much. How do you get that?
We're not gonna get it done.
Hey.
I think they should be off, they,
So really hard though, I know Santo, they try to, I guess when you try to kill them, they have bigger litters, so you do it, you do a really, really good job, otherwise they have bigger litters. They hard on Santo with that much, but.
well, at least we're smaller. Smaller, so we could probably swoop in. And we better better start now, because they are, and they're everywhere.
On the other hand, we have the state.
Yeah, but they've been all around the island, so we can get them when they get up.
John Bank here. I had, my lot before we built probably had 2/3 the William Pepper, Azum. We had Bama was down there, Bama, cleared the ball. The county is helpful, first of all, they say, the vegetation, then, but I do think they, realistically, you have to do a mulch pile, okay, they're not gonna have gardens full of stuff going somewhere else, that nobody else wants anything. And what I found from all the mulch, we we have massive alfalfa, I haven't had a single visit. It's kind of hell on shredder, right? So you have to clear it, mulch it, and, you know, I cleared all my lot and I haven't had a single visit. And I think it's not something nice to serve on a planning commission in a large subdivision. So it's hard to, you're not gonna be able to.
Paper, not just.
Right, systems, maybe there's volunteer days.
Oh, well, that was your mom.
He said it's like, we have to get our hands dirty and do it. No one else is gonna do it for us in the county, I agree. But it is solvable.
Well, I think it's good to have that kind of committee and to really pursue this. It is a major problem, and we're certainly not going to do anything about it if we don't pursue it.
It's an issue that the hardest part is around here, it's somebody's private property, the state land, resurrecting what Tom Jenkins and AJ did to the fire board of ridding the red pepper in the state lands. They had Keo Costa Park Rangers come over and help with them. They got certified to do it. That's a way to do it for the state lands. But as it comes to private property, enforcement of it is hard. I mean, there's already a code that's been in place, but it just hasn't been enforced. So it went into effect on January 1st, 2021. Here we are, January 28th, 2024, and there's no enforcement on it. But getting rid of the red pepper over here kills two birds with one stone. That would uncover a lot of those coyote dens from those vacant lots. But I think this is one that needs further discussion. Open to all ideas from the public. I think that something that we can all work on together with common goals and solutions, volunteering. I mean, some of this private property, I think some people could even volunteer. We'll take out some of your red pepper for you possibly, if you will allow us to get on your property. Just helping the overall problem. But we'll move on with the agenda items, to the meeting dates. So meeting dates are going to be the second Wednesday of every month, just like before, with the one exception of February. The second Wednesday is Valentine's Day. So the meeting will be on the 13th. The board meetings, will be notified, ahead of time, as we'll have a general membership meeting again in April, one in August and one in October. At the last board meeting, there was discussion about trying to line up that October meeting with the homeowners week festivities and do it during that week, which is a great idea, as more people are on island for that. Town halls, we're working on getting the dates assembled for those. Any and all input is appreciated. Never hesitate to send an email or send a text and reach out to anybody on the board, and we're looking forward to a great year. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion to adjourn.
Just before,
Absolutely.
just the importance of people voting on the survey that is about to go out. You know, 3 of us ran for the board and were elected really on a platform of opposing the development. Overwhelmingly against the development to be elected on this. So our board have members, and so the survey is taking place. It's very important. So, you know, for you all, and to encourage your neighbors and others. I know that left DACA, some of them are coming back around DACA, taking a different position on these issues. So that's extremely important. That's all I wanted to say.
You have
Hands up.
2 questions on Zoom. Paula?
Yeah, I guess I'm just wondering if you guys can explain what you're thinking of doing if the majority of the votes come back that they disapprove of the rezoning. Are we going to be using our funds on UCCA to fight this?
So Paula asked, what we would do with the majority of the results. And if we would use any UCCA funds to fight development. That is open to that will be a board, discussion. As it comes for funds, I cannot speak to that. That would depend on the direction the board wants to go. The survey, at the very least, allows us to publicly take a stance on behalf of the membership, whether it's in favor or against. So that is all that we can do in the meantime. Besides that, it's going to be a discussion. The board has not had that discussion yet. And will be a conversation. Kevin?
Thanks. A couple quick questions. One, just moving forward, is it possible for us to receive the agenda 48, 72 hours prior to the meeting so we have some opportunity to kind of discuss or review or contemplate, as well as the membership? So that's my first question. Second question is, are we doing away with committees? We've had 3 meetings now. We've had no committee discussions, whatnot. So I'm just curious what the plan is for committees. And then last for me, there was mention earlier of a fishing tournament. Just wondering what that's about, when that was discussed. It's first I'm hearing about it.
So I'll go in order of your questions. Yes, to the agendas ahead of time. That is easy to do. And will make it easier to access on the website. And make sure that they were constantly in the right place on the website as well. Your second question was committees. We're going to do committee structures at the February 13th meeting. And that's when we will go over all committees. That will be at the next board meeting. The fishing tournament, it's a idea that I've had for years. Safety Harbor had one a long time ago. And it was a decent success, but when you look at things like Cabbage Key or Bobby Holiday and on Pine Island, they are great ways to raise money for various different causes. It increases, you're not just getting people from the island that would want to do it. People from Pine Island, Fort Myers, Cape Coral. There's a lot of people that see fishing tournaments and they just sign up. That's what they do for fun. That's what they do on their weekends. There's nothing done on that. It's just an idea. I might have mentioned it once to like Bonnie and passing at coffee. Just as like, hey, what think about this as a possible idea? I think I did that years ago, or last year.
Yes, I think my son.
Person loves to fish, and telling him that he would win the tournament. But there will be more discussion on that. It's not like there's been very open communication on there because nothing's been decided, nothing's been overly discussed. Just throwing ideas out there for potential fundraising events and philanthropy type events that could be done.
Thanks.
Marlon?
I'd like to ask you guys, do you have any questions for us? Do you have any suggestions for us? You want to make, remember, voice. You want to make that.
Problem in the north end of the roads, flooding, I've been looking into.
what maybe needs to be done with, get some input from people and what the cost might be, and I'd like to raise money to help us stop, and at least help minimize that money a little bit. You gotta thank AJ and crew for doing a good job making that little pump along to the main state. Talking to them, I'd like to see if we could maybe buy 1,000 bags of gel rock. Everything, but put a good. Purchase, we might get from 80 to 120 a bag. Let's just say 120 bags, okay, 1,000 bags, we're gonna need to raise about 120,000, plus a little bit of labor to put this stuff down, so we should have a target of raising around 150K. It's a big thing to do in this, I don't know how to do. But I think it's necessary. The way I look at it, there's say 150 of us, either spend $1,000 to fix the roads, or you spend $1,000 you know, that's salt water, you don't need to go down that way if you're renting, or not, right there, mainstay or whatever. So if we can do some.
I think that's a great idea, and that's why two things we're concentrating on this year: getting more members and money. We need to raise money now, and we need fundraising events that are expensive, so we can get more money. So that's what our two goals.
And it's hard to get people on the box. I've been on here 20 years, and it's not easy. And it's, oh yeah, I want to do it, but when it actually comes to actually writing $1,000 check.
Maybe we can figure out some kind of donation, or we raise it.
If anyone wants to help me, please, give me a call. Because I'd like, this is a big project. If it could be my goal, I'd like to raise money and maybe start the work in like maybe May or something before the summer hits. And it's gonna take maybe several raising time to raise the money, then the organization for getting material here.
That could be it. That could be a committee, and also anyone who
Yeah, it's not a project that anyone who wants to either donate or help, because it's gonna take a lot of man hours and a lot of planning and calling.
I'm doing it.
So straight to you guys set up a account, and they'll go through that. It needs to. I figure we can do a couple of Zoom calls on Facebook or something, you know, put some things, a couple of Zoom calls, trying to see this group together. I'm putting on start with 5K to donate to that fund, hopefully.
wow.
It's a great idea. I mean, I like that.
Well, I want to put their 2 years, I think they're close right now. Well, this is 1,000 bags that really want to start. I think we got more by the, you know, the bay side here, where the water's coming in. A lot of what happened is we watched when the FEMA people came, they made a little sandbar, one of the parts that was our sand from that area, and that's why that water pours in. It took a lot of sand. We need to replace that, and then also that road going down by Main Street, it's been coming in both ways and causing these huge, like, river to come in, and we need to, it never used that. So I think that has a lot to do with, you know, trying to replace that sand to fill the areas up a little bit. Try to do some things that build the roads, we need to get through and make it passable. It's been days when you can't even get through there to get to the north end, never mind, you know, so that's why I think we need to focus on those 2 areas. It's just, we just don't have enough to cover. Whereas I think it's hard enough to raise and say 1,000 bags to that area. It won't even really solve it, I don't think. It's good, but it's good. Maybe help us at all, but the highest. Well, basically the area by the bayside, you know, where you do your services up there, and then by Mainstay, that road coming in, that seems to be the two big areas that I think need to be solved.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Roads are very important. I mean, they're a big issue. Like you said, it's
I think-
$1,000 to,
Either donate or pay a golf cart here.
Mhm.
Want to do. You know, so it's just an easy proposition, but I'd say it's hard for people. You know, like I said, once in a while,
Mhm.
hopefully we can
It's a great idea and, can be used, towards a committee too, when we set up the committees.
Yes, just, anyone call me and want to work on this, I figure the next, I'm busy trying to get my house done and trying to, this is slow, so I'm trying to work really hard, spending a lot of hours trying to bring cash flow for the business, so real estate's a little slow right now, but I could use a little help probably over the call, but I figure for the next couple months, we'll do some nighttime Facebook.
The environment.
Yeah. So, and any way you guys can help with setting up an account, that we can do a GoFundMe or something to make it easier for people to donate to, and go to the UCCA account, and then that gets spent on those roads.
Mhm.
I think Paul has something on this.
Yes, Paul has had her hand raised. Paula?
Hi, no, I was just trying to let you know that we have gotten communication and we told it is, I'm trying to find exactly the name of for you. It is an NOAA proposal, and what it is we wrote a letter saying that we were interested in collaborating with the FGCU Water School and the U.S. Geological Survey on the proposal being developed for consideration by the NOAA, which is the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. It talks about the significance of the project as assisting coastal communities like ours in anticipating future changes to barrier islands and beaches due to storms and sea level rise. We appreciate the effort to customize the work to meet the specific management needs of partnership communities. So we are, they applied for a grant and we would be one of the main islands that they would be researching on. So we are just waiting to hear if they received that grant or not.
That would be huge, and would work perfectly with what Mark is talking about. Some of that grant to helping us fixing the roads that.
That's in contact with the county. There was some things that can be potentially, like we mentioned it last time, the county has some ARPA funds, and we might, but we gotta act probably fast before they're gone. Probably a UCCA member, be good, as a representative, but they see. Work on ARPA funds, then we can add that to where we raise 100 grand and they give us 50. And pass anything would be. But it is storm, it is a relation. If that's problem, based on the Eric hearing, definitely.
Mhm.
Next year, for our commissioner.
Mhm.
Basically, he said, get back to him with 2 or 3 things that you could possibly.
Mhm.
I don't think we've gotten back to him. Well, this is a good thing. I think they can get behind this funding funds and tap into that, so that would be.
Yeah, that's definitely one to look at.
You won't pay the same tax.
Paula has her hand up again.
Or Paula?
Hi, yeah, sorry. So my thing is what Mark says about fundraising is a great idea. It's just that UCCA, you really can't use it as a donation if you are, which I think would be a big thing for people who are donating to the road commission for the road improvements. Maybe it's something that the fire department, because if you donate to the fire department, you would be able to claim that on your taxes. Just a thought.
Right. So that could be a great program to work with the fire department on and try and set something up to raise money, so to work on the roads. And we can talk, Van and the fire board more on that. Or Van, you're still here, talking about basically starting a fundraiser in using the fire department, because then it's a tax write-off, people donating to fix the roads. So I can use fix the roads fund.
But we
Hey.
did 2 years ago.
We've done that a lot in the past. Also,
Yeah, it's a side little benefit, but it, Mhm. It's one of those that it would just be probably easier to go through, to set something up as maybe a joint operation with them on the roads, because they're the ones that oversee the actual roads. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, man.
You know, it's better.
Mhm.
Access,
Mhm.
but trucks, they don't really care about.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the end. No, they can get through it. That's all. Yeah. Yeah. Correct. That it was, that we had to raise, rate.
I need a heater.
I'm all favor. Set up and all that. We're not Facebook.
I have volunteers.
Try to see if we can do some fundraisers just to get people to donate and.
Mhm.
I will also add that, you know, the photo rush that,
Mhm.
for the property is around homework. The proceeds from that will go to the fire department.
Mhm.
Rock shell, and we're talking about.
Mhm.
We're talking 1,000.
Yeah.
Orders back. And I'm getting more of that, but I just don't see it that feasible
Mhm.
financially and logistically. I think 1,000 is more than a challenge, but I think that's.
Well, that's where, like Paul talked about the grant, if they get approved for that, that could really help us out there. More conversations to come.
Is there any product available on the island? Is it all? We live on an island.
That shell makes it.
Yeah. Really pepper, we go in there with a. With loader, front end loader, and just take it down off the dirt. Great, like.
Yeah, you gotta look at, that's something when we do that, we gotta work with you on the airstrip to make sure. Basically, we wanna put stuff there, but it needs to pitch, so when the rain hits, it pitches back into. Yeah, we don't want it pitching out into the air. They just spent a lot of money that, I mean, I talked to Zeke about what he spent. Zeke, how much was that, just that little area, you know, that money did?
About $50,000-$60,000.
Just for that little area they did, I mean, it was just like, what, 100 feet? 200 feet? 300 feet.
still, it wasn't a big area for a lot of money, and kind of, it lets you understand how expensive this is.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You have to be smart about it, and be, the key is stop the titles first from coming in. There's little places over there, not necessarily. Spots. Time for around.
And the way you drain it also there, the rain and the water goes into the bay, not into the road, not the airstrip. It's a really, it really comes down a lot more than it ever used to.
Mhm.
It pitches back toward the airstrip now. Before it was actually pitched the other one. So between the storm and the FEMA people, it just that there.
Yeah. Thank you. So I'm gonna motion to adjourn unless anybody has anything else.
I'll second it.
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead, Melissa.
Sorry. I'm driving and I can't figure out how to raise my hand, so. I apologize. I have three things. So one thing, and I can't hear any of the audience discussions, so I apologize if I'm duplicating anything. But I've been talking to Van and AJ about the road cleanups and the UCCA organizing volunteers to clean up the roads before they do their job, so it makes it a little easier. And so hopefully when I'm on island, we can continue those discussions and keep it in the same line with that. Like if they have the donations, we can, like you said, we can work in conjunction and we can organize the volunteers for them. And then the second thing, I want to say a huge thank you again to David Bolmy for setting up all the technology that we have. We had nothing before, and I think Jeremy can attest to how complicated things are and bringing us, into this century with those things. So I want to thank Jeremy for learning it on the fly too. I know I feel like I keep throwing him under the bus for stuff, but he's really doing a fantastic job and I really appreciate that. And then the third thing is I want to kind of confirm. So next meeting, we're going to be kind of divvying out committee work, or we're going to decide the committees and assign them. And then so as committees, we do or we do not create a budget for the year. Because before we had kind of like we would lay out our plan for the year and then kind of a tentative budget. And if we needed to change it from there, we would, just to clarify that.
So to clarify, point number 3, we'll do all the committee stuff on the February 13th at that meeting. Structure and basically who's on what committee, everything like that. People from the membership, if they'd like to participate, what committees they'd like to help with. For the budget, what Marlene was saying, I think tech and communications is really the only one that needs a legitimate budget. The other committees, just come to the board and clarify, and explain why that money, you need that money for that project. As there shouldn't really be that much expenses for some of those other committees, or that great of an expense to those other committees.
Okay, so some might have a budget, but others might go as needed.
Yes.
Okay.
But we had a motion to adjourn and we had a second, so I'd like to vote on that. So Jeremy,
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Yes.
Bonnie, Marlene, Melissa,
Yes.
Paula. Paula? Kevin?
Yeah.
Yes.
We are adjourned. Thank y'all for attending, and there's still plenty of donuts and waters and cokes over there, so help yourself.
Oh, wait, Alex,
Yes.
can I be reimbursed for the donuts that I buy for myself right now?
What?
Can I be reimbursed for my donuts and coffee this morning? Just kidding.
I